Hi everyone! I'm sure many of us would have been to the Singapore Merlion before, but I am here to share with you how you can see math in the Singapore Merlion. So if you were to observe the Singapore Merlion spouting water at the Merlion Park, it actually follows a parabola with equation that looks like this. And they said that A, which is the highest point, has coordinates 0 and 7.5. And where it hits the x-axis has coordinates 10 and 0. So let's look at part A together. Find the two roots of the parabola formed. So in order to find roots, we are very concerned with the x value when y equals to 0, which is essentially where the equation cuts the x-axis. So in this case, the question has already given us the first root, which is x equals to 10. In order to find the other root, we will be actually required to use the idea of symmetry. So in this question, the negative values of x are not drawn because x represents distance and there is no such thing as negative distance. However, if you were to extend this parabola, you will know that the root is actually negative 10 on this side based on symmetry. So our other answer is x equals to negative 10. Okay, then let's look at part 2 together. Hence, find the equation of the parabola in the form y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. So if we were to look at this equation, there are actually three unknowns, a, b, and c. So we will need three equations to find three unknowns. And to find three equations, we actually need 3 points. So let me label the points for you. A, 0 and 7.5. B, 10 and 0. And the very last point is actually what we just found, negative 10 and 0. Okay, so in order to find the three unknowns, we will need to sub these 3 points into the equation. So part A, part 2. When x equals to 0, y equals to 7.5. So subbing that, a times 0 squared is 0, b times 0 is also 0. We are actually left with c equals to 7.5, and we have found our first unknown. To find the second unknown, we will need to sub the second point when x equals to 10, y equals to 0. So 0 equals to a times 10 squared, b times 10 plus c. And I'm going to sub the 7.5 that I just found. So simplifying this, I actually get 100a plus 10b plus 7.5 equals to 0, and that's equation 1. Subbing the last point, when x equals to negative 10, y equals to 0, 0 equals to a times negative 10 squared, b times negative 10 plus 7.5. Simplifying this, I actually get 100a minus 10b plus 7.5 equals to 0, which is actually equation 2. So to find a and b, I will need to solve these equations simultaneously. So letting equation 1 equals to equation 2, I actually get 100a plus 10b plus 7.5 equals to 100a minus 10b plus 7.5. You realize that 100a can be cancelled on both sides. 7.5 can also be cancelled on both sides. You will be left with 10b equals to negative 10b. Bringing it over to the other side, I get 20b equals to 0, b equals to 0. And that's my second unknown. To find my very last unknown, I just need to sub b equals to 0 into equation 1. and I will be left with 100A plus 7.5 equals to 0. 100A equals to negative 7.5. A is actually 0.075. And there we go, our three unknowns. And of course, to end off, we will actually need to sub it back into the equation. Y would actually be negative 0.075 x squared plus 7.5. Okay, so after we have solved part A, we are going to look at part B. Given that the base of the Malayan is 1 meter above the water surface, this actually tells me that there is a small little gap between the x-axis and the water surface, and it is 1 meter. Find the coordinates of C where the water spray hits the water surface. So same thing, C should be somewhere here at the water surface, and using from the first line that they gave us, I actually can tell that the y coordinate of C is actually negative 1. In order to find the x coordinate of C, I just need to sub y equals to negative 1 into the equation. Bringing the 7.5 over, I get negative 8.5 equals to negative 0.075 x squared. X squared is 8.5, negative 8.5 divided by negative 0.075, and I will get 113.33. And x is just the square root of this, which you should get 10.6. corrected to 3SF. Hence, the coordinates of C is 10.6 and negative 1. And that's the final answer. Okay, let's take a look at part C together. Given that the Malayan's eyes are 0.8 meters vertically above its mouth, so this distance is actually 0.8. Suppose the water sprays from the Malayan's eyes instead of its mouth with the same force. So this becomes the new equation. So it's actually exactly the same, except that the equation is shifted upwards. So the new equation of the water spray is the original equation plus 0.8, which is actually negative 0.075 x squared plus 8.2. In order to find the horizontal distance from the point where the spray hits the water surface, this actually tells me, the question is actually asking me to find this distance, which you know is actually the value of the x coordinate. So in order to find the x coordinate, where it hits the water surface, I will need to sub the value of y equals to negative 1 into the equation. Bringing the 8.3 over to the other side, I get negative 9.3. X squared is actually negative 9.3 divided by negative 0.075, which is actually 124. X will be the square root of 124, rounded off to 3SF is 11.1. So the horizontal distance is actually 11.1 meters. And that's all. So I hope you managed to see the Singapore Malayan in a different light. And yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.